But right now, John Kotwicki at 110 meters. I believe he's the current lead in this Bush division.
I would say so too. I'm seeing Bob Breeden pushing out.
All right, that's.
So this is who my money's on.
You're right. Trent's money's on Bob Breeden.
Yep.
Who's
I think he's going to be in the 70-meter combined. Wow. Is my guess.
Okay.
He might do better. He might do worse.
So he's got the advantage of having flown here for modified. It is a carbon cub.
Yep.
Let's see. It looks like Behringer wheels on 30. They're not 35s.
They are 35s.
They are 35s. Okay.
Yep. He's done a lot of other stuff too. He's got some maybe tweaks to the angle of incidence on his wings. He's got
VGs, of course.
VGs and very far forward. Great placement on the VGs.
Yeah,
and he's the guy that's done all the testing on this. The one that's actually gone out and figured out what
a man of my own heart. Test pilot. I love it. Cool.
So it's hard to say if he's jumping in or if KK is jumping in because he pushed out and now.
On our schedule, it looks like the next would be an Argentinian aircraft, Ronaldo van Domceller. Ronaldo van Domceller in a PA-18.
Would that be in KK's? I think KK is in there. So what we're seeing is KK is going to go up because his plane's still ready and hot and in position.
I see. Yep, he's strapping in. So KK Parodi.
Now the weight is on KK. You need to not let John beat you in your own plane. 110 is a pretty good number. It's going to be a hard one to beat.
In his own aircraft. Oh, boy. I don't know. I think KK could do it. Let's see what the wind is doing. The wind is picked up.
It's working in his
right
favor.
down. Yes, it is. It is now probably north of 10 knots, straight down the runway. So the wind is in KK's favor. They haven't fueled it up, so he's got a little bit less fuel, right?
Yep. The least amount of fuel of the three that have flown that.
Yep.
But man, what a shift. You think our first competitors were with a tailwind, or at least a quartering tailwind or just crosswind, and now it's going right down the runway.
Right. You know what? It's the home field advantage, though, right?
It is.
Yep. That's okay. I'm not mad at that. That's great. Good for KK. Good timing. I think he knew something. I think he knows something about the microclimate of Trevelin, Chubut province, Argentina. There he is. Beautiful, majestic shot of KK taxiing out like he does probably almost every day here at his home airfield. All right. Into position.
And what was John's takeoff was 40 meters was his best one.
I think it was a 40 and a 60, right?
40 and a 70.
40 and a 70, that's right. 110. Yep.
Oof. But he does have a better headwind.
Let's see if he does. Okay, same technique. Lifts the tail. He's got no flaps in yet. There he is off. Really nose down. And
it was a little early.
It's just a hair early, and he kind of was airborne. It skips off maybe a meter or two after.
Oh, and then he goes into the slip and smoke.
Yeah, see. He didn't tell John where the smoke switch was, so he's reducing his gross weight right now.
Yeah, he didn't tell me where the smoke switch is either. I've been flying that thing, and I didn't know what.
Yeah, or the horn, or anything like that. I
don't think he has a horn. Oh, he's got
the siren.
Megaphone.
Yeah.
He's got a light bar underneath it. That thing is tricked out.
Yep. All right, nice job, KK.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. It looks short. It appears that they're standing at closer to the 30.
Oh, really?
It's hard to see from where we're at.
Yeah. Oh, 39.1.
Okay.
He just edges out John Kotwicki for the takeoff. So it's up to the landing. And I tell you what, that wind has shifted to slight right crosswind. It's kind of back and forth.
It is gusty. That's not going to make this easier for him.
That is true.
But it is definitely favoring a headwind where it was not earlier.
I would agree. Estimated about 10. That's actually blown about 10, maybe gusting to 13 or so. KK now on left base for, what is that, runway 22?
And you can tell from his cockpit camera, it's not smooth.
Oh yeah, he's rocking and rolling.
Definitely getting blustery.
Yep, you can even see it from here now. All right, he's already slipping it in. Oh, there's a gust.
Oh, yeah.
Working on his energy.
He's got quite a bit of a gust going on right now, so we'll have to see how that affects him.
Yeah, right quartering headwind.
With how gusty it is, it's hard to remain stable.
Oh,
and be
look at
comfortable
this,
landing
though.
slow.
This looks good. Just hang on a little further. Didn't do it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the gustiness. He's going to be chasing it. Oh, short.
Short. Definitely short. He was trying for it. Oh. All right, good effort, good effort. That's challenging conditions
Yeah,
for
very
sure.
challenging, yeah.
Once again, a quick appreciation to all the amazing technology they have for the live stream, and Kike does a victory 180. No, he's just adjusting. I think he
doing donuts
was
today.
I was just trying to get behind the line, I think. But yeah, live stream. We got Trent Palmer and Steve Cox here.
All the way in Patagonia.
Yeah.
Have you been to Patagonia before?
I've never been to Patagonia. I've never been to Argentina. Never been to South America. So
Oh, really?
This is
You're
amazing.
an airline pilot. I thought you've been everywhere.
Yeah, but I fly for Alaska Airlines, so
You don't go
we do some international, but light international.
Gotcha. All right,
Here we go. Kike Parodi. Oh, look at that little dust tornado underneath his propeller. Propnado. Oh, you can see some debris. You can see that crosswind. Nice. Oh, he touched again. A little bit early. Gets into his characteristic slip. Is he going to turn on the smoke? Nope.
Looks like no smoke this time.
So, let's see. So he scratched on his first landing, so that rendered his first takeoff DQ, right?
Yes, his first run is out.
So this has to be it. So I think
was still short.
It was short, but I don't think he's going to beat 39.1, which he did on the first run.
He's right in the same ballpark.
Is he?
Watching where they're.
You think
Yep,
so?
we're
I
gonna hear-
thought he touched. I thought he kind of skipped off the ground and maybe. Oh, look at that beautiful shot. You can tell he's got a tailwind on downwind. That's for sure. The winds have definitely picked up.
Yeah.
Looking at the windsock, ooh, it's turned less of a headwind and more of a right crosswind. 39.6.
It was
So that was short.
Yeah.
All right,
slightly
well done.
longer.
Well done. He's definitely. All right, so if he beats 70, then I think he might take the lead from John.
That is a fairly stiff crosswind.
It is.
This
It
is going to be a handful for KK.
Right. You're going to see almost full plan form of the left side of his aircraft from where we're sitting on the left side of the runway, given that right crosswind.
And another thing to mention is the size of the trees that are on the upwind side of this are going to be creating a rotor.
Yep.
So he's going to have mechanical turbulence. And so
I'm going to at an angle, just crabbing into that right crosswind.
and watch as he drops to about tree level here. He's going to
It's
start
gonna
getting bounced
be
around
beat up a
pretty
little
good.
bit. Yeah,
This is
it's
where he's
starting
gonna be
now.
chasing
Yep.
it.
All right.
You'll
Okay.
hear him even on the throttle modulating to account for the updrafts and downdrafts.
Yeah, let's see, look at that. You can see a good portion of the left side of his aircraft crabbing into the wind. Come on, don't scratch. You gotta get one good one. And
clean.
It's clean?
Yep.
Get on the
Just
brakes.
keep it.
And with a little bit of a, not a ground loop, but there we go.
Soft right brake.
Yeah. I wonder if it's that deflated right tire.
That one definitely beat John, I will say that.
Okay.
Because John was in the 70 mark up in front of us, and that was closer to 45.
Sure.
I want to say.
Which again, that there were maybe
might have been 40.
the headwind component I think was probably a little bit stronger on that, even though it was a strong right crosswind. There's still a little bit of a headwind component.
Absolutely. KK had to work for that one, and
He did.
He did well. 42.
There you go,
Combined of
KK.
81.6.
Woo! Very nicely into the lead for sure. If there's
Yeah.
any doubt, there's no doubt. But again, home field advantage for KK Parodi down here in Patagonia, Trevelin.
Yeah. Now, the real question is,
Okay.
how can Bob Breeden translate all his skills from Alaska and all his time up there and all his
Yep.
competition time
And all his prep over the last week or so.
to the southern hemisphere?
Ooh. Does his prop turn a different direction down
Yeah,
here?
that's a good question.
I think it might. Is it left rudder down here?
Yeah. Everything is backwards.
All right, so Bob Breeden taxiing out in his Carbon Cub. Do you know, did he build this?
I believe he had it built. From what I know, I don't think Bob
Okay.
is as much of a builder as he is a pilot.
Adventure, yeah.
Yes, and he's got a couple, he's had many Cubs built, or I should say built them. I don't know what he does himself, but he has built many Cubs.
He's also got a Skywagon down in Florida. He flies a lot of float. He's actually flies this Cub on floats quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it spent all summer on floats up in Alaska, and he toured it through the States and down to Florida.
That's right.
Prior to shipping it down here.
Yeah, he flew all along waterways and floated his way across the United States. Eventually showed us some pictures last night from Arizona, probably Utah, Snake River.
Yep.
We've flown Snake together there,
We
Hell's
have.
Canyon, yeah.
Yep. And so, yes, this plane, I know that Bob was a purist when it came to Piper PA-18s.
Uh-huh.
And then it sounds like Brad
what's-
from Cub Crafters said, hey, take the keys to this Carbon Cub. He flew it around in Canada for a few months. And then Bob reached out to Brad and said, okay, I need one.
Sold, huh?
Yep. And then he did all his stuff that he does to all the PA-18s to this Carbon Cub. And I think it's his little
It's his
golden ticket.
It's his super Carbon Cub, shall we call it?
Yeah.
You don't happen to know the particulars. Let's see, does it have the 340 engine, as a lot of them do?
I believe so, but I don't actually know any of the particulars.
Okay.
I don't know what the empty weight is. I don't know really anything. But I do know he's
know
got
it's light.
quite a strong gust.
We know it's light. I see there's some weight along his on his tail wheel there.
Yes, that he had people out here melting down lead.
To build, yeah. All right, let's talk about the wind. Let's see, it's still right crosswind, quartering head to crosswind right now, about 13 knots or so. There he goes. Woo! Nice. Okay. Yeah,
It's in a different league.
it's a different league.
It's pretty hard for a standard Super Cub to compete with the Carbon Cubs. Just the power to weight, and you get someone like Bob behind the stick.
Look at that shot right there. Beautiful.
And again, that silhouette, 35s on the Cub, just.
Yep. I think this will be a little bit quicker. He didn't even fly a full pattern. He pulled present position closed, as we called it in the military, about midfield left closed. So it's obviously an uncontrolled field. I don't know if that's obvious, but uncontrolled field, left pattern here. He's on downwind as we speak.
They call it initial.
Initial.
Initial is downwind.
Oh, okay.
Your initial.
That's interesting because in military, initial is upwind.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that could be very confusing, at least in the U.S. military.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets bounced around as much. Unfortunately, we don't have the live view inside of Bob's cockpit just because to switch that camera up
Oh, sure.
takes a few minutes.
Look at that, 19.3 on takeoff. That's going to be hard to beat.
That's half.
Yeah, that is half. So this will be a very impressive landing, no doubt. Let's look at the windsock again. About 45 degrees right crosswind and about 13 knots or so. There is a few gusts, as you can tell. As Trent mentioned earlier, some mechanical turbulence, as well as there's some thermic activity over the vineyard and river over there. So that's cooler. That's going to be less of an updraft there. He's working into a right wing dip, countering that with, of course, rudder, power, and just absolutely taking his time.
Yeah, he has got that thing slow.
Right.
Any day now, Bob.
Yeah, he's showing off now.
Yeah, but he is working for him, man.
Okay, definitely across the line, gave up a little bit, but I don't think he cared too much. He just wanted a nice clean run, which he definitely had. And what are we looking at? About
We're getting an applause out here.
about
That was
33 or so.
33, 34.
Wow.
That was, I mean, he is the clear leader at this point.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I doubt we're going to see anyone contend with that. Man, those Behringer wheels and brakes, I don't know if you saw, he had them locked up. That was impressive with how...
I didn't even notice.
The size of 35s, they're hard to stop, and he had them completely skidding. Very impressive.
Yeah, so Trent, I just upgraded a 29 Alaska Bush wheel, 29 inch, and you said, hey, careful you're not going to have the brake power that you used to have on your little 22s. Is that just a physics thing that I should study up on, or is there something?
Yeah, it's a longer lever. You got to think twisting on that axle.
Yeah.
You went from a, say, 11-inch lever up to 13-inch lever, so it's more leverage on those brakes. So bigger tires take more brake.
But of course, the trade-off's going to be more, more drag on final and lower pressure, so you can, chew up some more bigger rocks.
Yeah, the big thing is it extends runways, right? What was either an unusable runway or too short, you now can extend with those tires that you can roll over stuff you wouldn't have wanted to roll over.
Okay. Well, Alaska Gear Company is one of the sponsors of this event. They make the Alaskan Bush wheels as well as Cub Crafters and Garmin. Who else? YPF. Cato propellers, absolutely. Yep. Craig Cato is here himself. We got YPF Aviacion. Rotax.
I saw Rotax. I saw Garmin.
Yep, I saw Garmin.
Bunch of awesome sponsors
for an
event
amazing.
like this, and it's really cool to see companies getting behind.
Oh, absolutely! I had no idea coming down here that it drew the attention of big sponsorships. So, well done, everybody.
He sets his idle very low. Do you notice how low that thing idles?
Yeah.
And that's what's helping him on those short landings, is that he can really pull it back to almost no thrust. He aims for 35 pounds of thrust.
Look at this.
Gold standard.
Wow.
At idle.
At idle.
And lower is better. That was short.
That was very short. Very short. Okay, you can tell we had a strong right crosswind on takeoff because our monitor it's like a 67-inch monitor just blew into our laps. But well done there, Bob.
Maybe it was Bob's thrust.
It could have been. But forgot what we were talking about there, Trent Palmer.
Oh,
we were
talking about short takeoff, low idle RPM.
Yeah, that's what it was. So, yeah, my first adventure into the backcountry, my idle was set too high, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't slow down. And it's obvious now, but just this, you think you're fine at 900 RPM static or 850 even, and then airborne you can't pull it below 1200. So that's something that I had to learn the hard way. Is you need to be able to pull that idle really, really low to the point of probably shutting off the motor if you're just statically on the ground. But that's okay, because if you're just if the airflow is still spinning the prop and you're on short final, that's advantage.
Yep. 18.7 meters on that takeoff.
Wow. 18.7. Okay. All right. So let's talk. Okay. The wind is still quartering. It's a little bit more right crosswind than headwind now. So about 60 degrees.
See he's altered his final. Yep. He's not coming in lined up with the runway at all.
Right. That's
this
true.
Is one of the tricks that Bob has.
You can land kind of sideways, can't you?
He's like, I gotta land on the line. So the interesting thing will be to see if he turns at the end to line up with final, or if his roll's just so short
he could just
sideways.
Yeah. I mean, if these flags weren't in the way, I would think that but the sponsor flags are kind of lining the runway, so he doesn't want to hit those, of course. But just almost
so
silent,
slow and stable.
Yeah. His stick and rudders are moving.
Oh, you can see it. Look at his rudder. You can see everything.
Yeah.
He is working for this.
All right. So he wants to beat his last.
Wow.
Oh, that's a smooth or a legal touchdown. Past 30 might be.
That one was slightly longer than his last one.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit longer, but I think his takeoff might have been a lot shorter. So this will be very interesting. Well done. 2 clean runs from Bob Breeden in his Carbon Cub from Alaska, but he's brought it all the way down here.
And it sounds like Bob's going to spend the next few weeks really combing through the mountains out here
exploring.
And landing. Because apparently this province in Chubut is the only province that you can legally do this off-airport landing in.
Oh, okay.
So it's a new thing that KK has helped figure out. Yeah,
here we are.
Slightly longer.
Oh, so slightly longer, but his first run is one that scores 52.9. So let's see. Second round he had a shorter takeoff but longer landing. But
that was purely the wind. I can tell you, he was working for that.
Absolutely,
that was a tough one. Mm-hmm. So it appears that this is going to be it for the Bush class, the main class here at the STOL competition at the Trevelin Fly-In.
Yeah, let me see if there's any folks we didn't see on the list here. Not seeing anybody, so I'm not seeing anybody firing up. We'll just hang tight for a little bit just to confirm.
Yeah, because I know Tintin or Tinti, was going to possibly be flying, but I see his cub over there, and I don't see anyone near it.
No activity.
So, no.
And then there was somebody else listed, Trent Palmer.
Oh, that's weird.
You're a scratch, huh?
Yep. That was did not start.
Did not start. Okay. And then Gustavo Alder. I don't think we saw him participate yet. So we're just gonna hang tight for just a minute or two till we get some clear direction on what's happening. But thanks again for tuning in live from Patagonia, the Patagonia Bush Pilots TV at Trevelin, Argentina, in Patagonia.
Yes.
This is, I mean, honestly, the wind makes it more challenging. Oh, here we go. So
Yeah,
Bob Breeden, there it is, as we suspected, 52.9 meters. Congratulations. And then KK, number 2.
You know, I really wish Herman Moeller had a chance to do it with the wind, because he had, again, almost a tailwind. Then it shifted to a headwind for KK, and Bob had challenging conditions, but it still was leaning as a headwind.
Mm-hmm. This round, Steph is a Chilean. Okay, so Chile is represented, and KK is rolling up on his e-bike now. But John Kotwicki, well done. From Alaska, he got 4th place. Herman Mueller in 3rd. KK Paradis, number 2. And then Bob Breeden, the winner of the Bush category, the X-STOL 2025 Patagonia in Trevelin. Once again, Steve Cox with Trent Palmer, broadcasting live on, I think it's on YouTube, right?
We are.
YouTube?
On the Patagonia Bush Pilots YouTube.
You know something about YouTube, don't you? You ever go live on YouTube, Trent?
I am terrified of being live. I don't like being on camera. Is the weirdest thing.
Okay.
So it's been an adjustment, but the only thing that makes me feel comfortable is I can edit it.
That's true.
Live,
I feel that.
We don't have that.
I feel that.
So, yeah.
Well, we're conquering our anxieties by being here live with you guys.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed our commentary.
Yeah.
Hopefully we added something to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, I think, hey, what would Ryan Dombrowski say? So
yeah.
If you guys are watching, Ryan, Corey, Robin, if you guys are watching, much appreciated. This is hard to do, and but it's fun. It's, you know, it's fun to share this event with more people than could make it down here, because it was a long way down here, but well worth it.
And hopefully next year more of you guys come visit Patagonia, come check out this place. It's an amazing landscape, awesome aviation community. It's absolutely worth it.
Sure is. They've got a great tourism bureau, and the government is it's you know, just a wonderful place to visit. We're just super appreciative, and you know, the landscape, there's something going on across the ramp where there's some honking and whatnot going on, but But yeah, I think we're giving the cut. So thanks everybody for joining us. We'll sign it off. Steve Cox, Trent Palmer, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Awesome. Good times, dude.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, thanks for including me.
Hell yeah.